What's going on, my calling family? We're here with Ep.4. Today we have a special guest, my guy Howard, man. Howard's the man. Howard is the owner of Coordinate Miracles here in Houston, Texas.
Locationless.
Okay. An event and design company here in Houston. So
Yes, sir.
Today we're gonna dive into what it takes, running a company, being resilient and just keeping God first throughout the process of transitioning from working a 9 to 5 or whatever you may be doing to becoming a business owner, because it's a lot of trials and tribulations. But I'm gonna hand it over to Howard. Let him tell y'all how he got started.
Man, I just want to first thank you for the opportunity to be on your show. When you told me about this My Calling podcast, like immediately it was kind of like, oh, okay, that's cool, that's nice. But how you present it and how you represent it like yourself is truly your calling. So congratulate you for that. But
Appreciate that.
I mean, how I just got started in event planning is what you're asking?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the big part about it is like I started in college. So I used to be in college and actually doing all the bad things, partying Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but I wouldn't necessarily say it was bad because I was always the businessman behind it. So I was always the one that was managing the money. I was always at the door. I was always making sure things ran smooth. And then just kind of left out of college and was trying to find my calling, I guess.
So did you have other businesses you were pursuing like before this?
Great question. So my very first business is actually after I got my bachelor's degree in communication. Okay. I started a party bus business. So I was in college and I was doing parties and I saw a need for a party bus because party buses was popping back then.
For sure.
So I'm driving. We used to take the mega bus from Houston to San Antonio. So I'm on the way back one time from Houston back to San Antonio because I went to college at UTSA. So bro, what's up, bro? Runners, you know what I'm saying? Y'all Kentucky people.
We Ohio, man. From Cleveland.
Ohio, okay, yeah. But yeah, so I saw this bus, bro. So like I saw this bus, it was busted down, it was rusted, but I don't know why. I saw some potential in it.
Yeah.
Invested my money into it. Actually invested my mom money into it too, and actually it failed. So you always. When I was driving, I was thinking about it. You know how many times I failed or been told no. It's crazy. It's crazy. So yeah, I actually had a business in college. I busted out. It was working a little bit, but like when you were, I think how old are you right now?
24.
24. So I was about 24. Right?
When you started it?
Yeah, I was about 24. So that's why I'll be telling you, like you got a great, like you going somewhere with it for sure. But yeah, I was about 24, 25. I had it. It was up. It was nice. It was cool. But for us back then, or when you're in college, $400 is a lot of money because you broke in college.
Absolutely.
Like I was broke. Like, bro, I was dead broke. I remember being so broke. Like I had $200 and my friends had $20, and they think, and they really broke. Yeah. Like that's always kind of been crazy. Like I've always considered myself not necessarily broke, but like tight on money just because of how I was raised. But I have a little money, but they'll have nothing. They live it like they got something, you know what I'm saying? But for real, $400 back then was a lot of money to me. So I was, $400 for 4 hours. But I was driving it, no CDL, no sleeping at night. I brought it back to Houston, doing it there. But I had friends support me and everything, but just $400 a night wasn't gonna kick it.
Wasn't gonna cut it.
Gas, maintenance, every time you take that thing out, something break. Break. And in the reality, like it's cool because you learn from your mistakes. So you learn quick too. So
So what would you say was like the biggest takeaway from running that business to trying to start something new? What would you say was like your biggest takeaway from that?
You just learn from your mistakes. I think the biggest takeaway is like I always and I think I tell everybody this all the time. Mistakes are great. Just don't make the same mistake twice.
Yep.
So like when I'm starting up a new business or a new business idea, which Coordinating Miracles, honestly, like, man, the name came from my friend. I was pushed to do Coordinating Miracles because I left my job. I was actually general manager of a wedding venue.
Okay.
And like my friends again, Dre and his wife.
So you knew Dre prior to all this?
Well, I knew Dre's wife. So okay. Me and Kanara been close since middle school. But like she was getting married. She was like, "You gonna do my wedding?" I was like, "All right, that's cool. That's cool." You know what I'm saying? But she kind of, put it in me to basically push this a little bit more. But to say all that, you just didn't make the same mistake twice. Be strategically, like when you're planning, and just go for it. Like, but you like with the party bus business, everybody I talk to, I want to start a business. I want to be, I want to start a party bus business. You go to a bank. What's the first thing the bank asks you? If you go to a bank,
they want to know how much you made. They want to see all that.
First thing they say is, "Where's your business plan?" And I'm young. Right. I'm 24, 20. I ain't writing no business plan, bro. Like, I got it. Like, I'm hot.
So you went to the bank to get the money before you went to your mom?
I mean, like, now I pursue all options. Sure. Like, I got that in me. Right. But, like, I'm in college. I'm hot. Like, we throwing parties. Yeah. We making $2,000 a party. We thinking we got money. I ain't getting I ain't got no business plan. Just try to give me some money. Sure. Or even when I talk to an investor or somebody that tried to connect me with an investor, they always ask for a business plan. And I never thought that a business plan was important until I actually did a business plan with Coordinated Miracles and what's coming up, the House of Miracles, which is
y'all get ready for that.
Which is crazy. Sure. Like, the House of Miracles is probably the best business plan I ever wrote in my life.
Absolutely.
But so that's what I learned. Like, if you want to start a business, like if you have a business right now and it's not doing well, listen, write a business plan and then get some help for sure with your business plan. That's my advice. I actually don't even want to talk to people. Like, I'm trying to get into business mentorship, but I'm not talking to you if you don't have a business plan or you don't want to do a business plan.
So did you get some assistance with your business plan, or you just winged it? Like,
I got a master's in business. So
my bad, I forgot. My fault.
That was the help. I got a little bit of help. I actually did get help. I talked to mentors. So it's a service called SCORE. It's free. It's honestly free. So, like, the big thing about me is that I never want to, like, cheat the system.
Right.
Like, I never want to, like, scam to make something happen. So if I see a vision and if it's my calling and God give it to me, I'm definitely going to find a way to figure out and do it. Like, absolutely, non-negotiable. Like, same with the party bus. Like, God put me in that position just to learn from my mistakes. But it's SCORE. It's called SCORE. SCORE. Like, it's free mentorships there. So I talked to them. I talked to banks because, again, I was back in the process of getting a loan, trying to look for a loan. And then I always ask questions. So, like, even though I'm at the bank and the loan officer telling me no, I'm asking them why no. Like, I'm not saying no and walking out there with my head down. I love no's.
For sure.
Like, how many times I've been told no?
That's why I wanted to make this topic the importance of being resilient.
You've seen them tell me no, and I'm like, yeah, okay. Like,
I literally watched. Let's go back to when we even went to go see the building.
Yeah.
Like, I remember Howard telling me, like, bro, it's a building. I think this the one. It was empty. You like, I think this the one, but I don't know. We went to go see it. I'm like, bro, this it. Like, he like, I don't know. I'm like, bro, this the one. Like, but even with like certain contractors, even now, like, just telling Howard no, like, just the way he just got faith. Like, it's nothing that's gonna stop him, and that's something that I'm trying to learn. Just always just having that ultimate faith. Because when you got the faith like that, everything else is history. Like, it's nothing else to even worry about. Just keeping faith.
But I've been told yes, maybe 10 times, right? Let's say if I'm told yes 5 times, I've been told no maybe like 50 times.
For sure.
On top of that 5. So you love a good no. This is why we're live. Like, my parents told me no. Like, my parents told me.
Even with this business?
My parents told me, and I love my parents. My parents told me not to leave my teaching job. No.
Wow.
Yeah, it's cool. They don't, they ain't got it. Like, my parents told me no. Siblings tell me no.
Absolutely.
Banks tell me no. And they've told me yes to some things too. Like, my mom told me yes, to the party bus business.
So what gave you the courage to, even with everybody telling you no, to just go for it? Like, what was...
The big difference is I had a plan. My plan on paper is crazy. And I literally now still follow my plan on paper. Mm-hmm. Like, you can hear me talking to my GC now, and I'm like, well, let me go back and check my plans. Right. Let me go back and check my expenses. Let me go back and check my budget. I got a plan.
Stick to
and it's on paper. It's on paper. It's written down, and it took 8 years. So it's nothing like, I'm ready for miscellaneous fees. I'm ready for the no's. I'm ready for, a lot of different stuff. And I always, man, like, I always ask questions.
So you feel like you was prepared going into this business, transitioning from the other bit? Do you feel like you was prepared, or do you feel like it was certain things that came up where you was
From
like,
a plan perspective, from a business plan perspective, I'm very prepared. From understanding how GCs work and doing like a new installation, I was an open book.
Okay.
But the big difference with being an open book now is that I ask questions.
Yeah.
So like, and I still feel like I maybe don't even ask enough questions. So like, why did you paint that brown? Or why did you paint that matte black instead of shiny black? Like, why? Like,
you need to know.
Like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, why?
No, for real.
For real. Like, okay, cool. Because when you're designing this stuff, like, you don't say matte or shiny black or whatever the blacks are. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just choose. They just choose based on what you kind of want.
Definitely.
Cool, but I'm going to ask why.
For sure.
For sure.
So do you feel like, even going through this, because I see you all the time. I see what you go through, the contractors not showing up, all the stuff that come with, starting a business and taking it to this level. So do you feel like there was ever a time throughout this process of building Coordinate Miracles, first ever event space, do you feel like there was ever a time where it was like you could only lean on the God, like that really made you be like, oh no, like I don't know what to do. Like I'm gonna have to just pray on it. Like I'm gonna have to just give it to him. Like do you remember one time?
Yeah. You remember the time. You don't remember? Think about it. So when what came through? Was it a hurricane or something? What was the last hurricane that came through?
It was the storm where the fences and all the
storm where the fences
down.
came down, right? So God is crazy. Like God is crazy. So, and I told Chaz about this too. So I had the crazy story. So my original general contractor, basically how it works when you're building out this process, right? And you get in loans. So for an example, I got a loan through SBA, not to give you too much of the information, but they need to know everything, how much the build out costs before they say yes to loan you this money. And then your profit and loss statement, all that has to be, basically you got to be able to afford the loan. It's just kind of, that's just to basically be simple. So my original GC gave me a initial estimate of a certain amount of money. It's high, you know what I'm saying? I don't gonna tell you. But with that estimate, that number I presented to the SBA people. Okay, cool, approve, get the approval. You get into the process of this build out phase and you hire someone that just honestly they don't know what they're doing, in my opinion, or not even necessarily know what they're doing, but made a mistake, you know what I'm saying? And but that mistake is very beneficial to your budget. Because when I'm communicating with them, like, this is the budget for the loan. Like nothing else can go over this. So if you tell me we need more, we need to apply for more.
Absolutely.
You feel what I'm saying? Crazy story. So we're about $80,000 short. The hurricane, the storm come through.
I remember this. You telling me, like, bro,
and the blessing of it is like the crazy part of, like, yes, I'm stressing. Like, I'm like, okay, I got to make $80,000 on top of, paying back this loan. Mm-hmm. So honestly, I really wasn't even really tripping. Like, I already knew just by faith something was gonna happen, or I was gonna make the money. Which, I mean, I ain't gonna say I did or didn't, but like, we're pretty cool on it. But anyway, forget all that. So we end up with the SBA, and when you have a building, you get impacted by damage to your building. It's called an SBA disaster loan, which is a low interest rate. So I basically can apply for an additional loan through the SBA with a low interest rate. Everyone in business love low interest rate loans. Absolutely. Like 1% interest rate is nothing. Like, you love those. So you take those even if you have money, you take a 1% interest loan. Like, simple. Like, if you're in business, you can go ahead and do that.
For sure.
If it's 1%, you take that, because you can go ahead and you can flip that easy. So I was able to actually capture an $84,000 SBA 1% loan right on time.
Just
right
happened.
On time. Just happened. It's
crazy.
But mind you, nothing happened to the building. So the building wasn't damaged either.
So the building wasn't damaged, and you was able to get the money you needed.
And I able to get the money I needed. The 1%. Man. That's God. Like,
absolutely.
And I told my wife, I was like, we good. I told her when it was happening, I was like, everybody asked me how I'm so calm in the storm because I've been through so much. Mm-hmm. So you got to stay calm. Because one thing about it is, like, when you're in this position, you're a leader. You're a leader. And everybody else looking up to you. Everybody else is seeing how you react to certain situations. I'm pretty sure you was looking at how I react to a certain situation. Definitely. Of where, like, hey, I know he in a bind, but like,
you gonna figure it out.
I told you I would.
No,
I was like, shit, gonna be good.
That's why I say, like, just being like never giving up. Like, there's no, it's not a choice. Like,
it's not,
because you gonna figure it out.
I just think if you wake up every day, do the right thing, the God gonna bless you and put you in a position to be successful.
Absolutely.
And if you do the right thing and you just believe, got faith, I don't know, it's happened to me. So that just happened to me. Like,
no, for sure.
I ain't trying to say it's not gonna happen to you. That really happened. Like, I'm giving you the numbers to when it happened. Like, legit. Nah, who knows that we're gonna be over $80,000? So,
no, for sure. And I feel like I've not the same situation, but I've been in situations where it's like I could only lean on to God, like I mentioned before.
So give us a situation. Like, when I talk to you about your business, all the time we talk about, where it's at, how it's gonna grow, how can we get better. And I feel like you're living in faith right now with your business. So how is that? Like,
I think it's just more so just listening to what God is telling me to do. Because, like I said,
because we talked about this the other day.
Absolutely. Like, this is my calling. Like, me and you talk. Like, I'm always talking to people and just giving advice. Like, with trying to find a balance with furniture company and doing this, just stepping out on faith. God has told me to do this, but am I gonna do it? That's just kind of just being obedient. Like, me putting it off, that's me being disobedient. So me just trusting that God is gonna make a way regardless if I listen.
Real quick though, this your furniture that we sitting?
Yeah, y'all know where to go.
Furniture and
Sound.com. Y'all know where to go.
This one thing.
Y'all know where to go.
I ain't hear you plug yourself yet, so you supposed to have an ad.
That go without saying, man.
You supposed to split that up.
That go without saying, man. They know.
Yeah,
it's like if y'all need any weddings.
But see, look,
events.
they don't. Now they know. People that listening on behalf of me, they know furniture and this. Get you some furniture, custom pieces, wallpapers,
everything.
I ain't gonna market too much, but if he ain't with me,
definitely. But just back to what you were saying as far as just having faith and just trusting the process. That's just.
But what is faith?
Faith is just.
What is faith in your line of business?
Knowing that God is gonna come through no matter what. Like, knowing that if I didn't have a sale this week, which happens as an entrepreneur, knowing that next week God is gonna give you something. I've been there. Like, I've been to the point where business was slow, and I say, you know what, God, I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna do everything in my power that I could do.
But one question. See, this is my thing about it with you. Like, this is my thing about it with you, right? Because you're 24.
Yeah.
Bro, at 24, when I didn't have a sale in the party bus business, I was going crazy. I was spazzing. So when we talk about faith and we talk about you being at 24 years old and having faith, one, that's incredible.
Appreciate that.
Like, one that's incredible. That's just like, people, I can look up to you for that for sure. But how did you learn to have faith? Because a lot of times we talk about faith, but how? Like, is that a parent that taught you that? What experience in life brought you to have faith?
I would say it's just me going through life, going through situations where I thought that I could figure it out on my own.
Give an example.
So, for example, when I moved down to Houston, I was trying to sell furniture and just do things that I thought I needed to do. When God was really telling me to go speak to people. He had told me this. I was supposed to be doing this podcast last year, bro, to be honest. But I wasn't listening. But I knew that if I listened to what God was telling me to do, which is talking to people, helping others, speaking out about what needs to be talked about, He'll make a way. So just me going through life, because I wasn't always just comfortable with talking about the word. Like, it was certain things that I wasn't just comfortable with doing, but I knew it was just time to just be obedient. Trust the process, bro.
You got the voice for this, man.
I'm trying.
You gotta. Me and your wife gonna make sure you. I'm gonna hold you accountable.
No, for sure. And I'm glad you just said
that. Ain't even
holding the accountable.
I call him every day. My calling. Before I even knew I'm calling him. Hey, furniture and then some. Like, I'm crazy. So that's what we're about.
You need that. And it's like when I first met Howard. Like, I'm like, dang, like that's really somebody that I can really, take his word on. Because, a lot of people just talk, people not really like true to what they talk about. And I realized when I was first around Howard that he was everything he was talking about. Like he was putting in the work, he was doing everything that just needs to be done. So how would you say, because congrats, congrats,
Type.
for sure, congrats. So
Type.
you know how it is, being married. that read to it.
Hey, that read.
But no, for real. So just you being married now, how would you say, like, your partner holds you accountable going throughout this process?
Man, I think it's an ongoing everyday battle.
Yeah.
Well, not just holding me accountable, but just, like you want to be so successful, and you want to be so successful for your family, like wife, kids, etc. But also, I think the accountability that she holds me with is just to remember, like, you still got to come home. You know what I'm saying? Even tonight, like she's
sure.
like, hey, like, all right, cool, but you still got to go home. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, just managing that, that is it's an everyday battle. Some days, like today, I stayed home all day. It was fun just to be around home. But some days, or some weeks, like this month and next month, or really this month, the end of this month is gonna be crazy because we got a lot of consultations.
Absolutely.
Late night consultations. So just being accountable and make sure that you checking in, having the date nights and stuff like
sure.
like y'all talked about. Is something that we try to focus on a little bit more for sure. Just be intentional.
Yeah, I would say,
which is something like I always would say, like as a person, like I grew up in a family that was distant, like what I'm saying. So that's just something that I definitely got to work on all the time.
For sure. And I would say it's tough. It's tough, but you need that. Like for example, for Cassidy, like I can't slack off. You know what I mean? I always felt like I worked super hard, but with her just being on me, it just make me go even harder. Like certain areas I didn't even know I was slacking in. It was like, okay, like you need that. You need somebody just pushing you to really reach your fullest potential. And that, and even running the business it can be tough. But when you have somebody in your corner that's telling you like, nah, like you can't play around. Ain't no playing around. Like we gotta do this because it like
she an entrepreneur too. So
exactly.
It's kind of like y'all
for sure.
Yeah, we got to do that date night.
Yeah,
we got to do that double date night
for sure.
But y'all gonna pay.
That's cool. First time, you got to
I'm joking, bro.
We got the first time, you got the next time.
Nah, I'm messing with you, bro.
But yeah, though, man, it's just, I feel like if you had to say, like, you say you transitioned from college. So what made you, like, want to start in designing events? Like, what did you have an eye for it? Like, what was that? Like, what made you want to get into that?
You saw it today. So we started off with, I started off doing balloons. It was
the balloons? I didn't even know that.
The balloons, bro. The balloons with Elena and Delana and Kevin.
Wow.
So it just went from there, and then just honestly, God, it's my call. It's truly my calling because I get bookings, and I would say I'm terrible at marketing, or I'm okay at marketing.
Right.
So
So how did you stay faithful through the slow times? I know when you started off, it probably was
Well, just to give a backstory, I was teaching. So when I started my business, or when I left Palazzo, I started my business, but I also was teaching.
Okay.
So I was actually working even more hours. I was 90 hours a week or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then, I was doing weddings at the school. So I was doing
teachers at the school?
Yeah, I was doing teachers' weddings. I remember, man, doing my counselor. She's a counselor
right.
at the school I worked at, and we call her Jay, but we Jocelyn Jay, what we call her. But I was doing her wedding, and on my break, I'm going to her office, and we planned her wedding. So I was doing people weddings at the school, and then she kept telling me, she was like, Howard, she told me when I was doing her wedding, she was like, you don't need to do it. You don't need to be teaching no more. But if you know me, I love my kids, so I'm like, yeah, that's cool,
sure.
But this ain't making me enough money, even though I'm charging, $4,000 or $5,000 to plan. Because when I plan I take care of you.
For sure.
But I was just driving one day, and I was like, if you actually invest your money into another side of the business, or you add to your business, then you actually can leave your job, and you can kind of, go from there. So
definitely,
I did that. I started off the video. Man, I got a video. I looked at it yesterday. That's crazy. I looked at it yesterday. We had boxes in our garage. And I had 20 boxes. I thought I had a lot of stuff.
Where
Now you got the 16,000 square foot warehouse. So, and just staying. I really haven't had a slow season. Like,
wow.
once I have jumped out on faith and really went with the business plan, I really haven't had a slow slow season to where I'm like scratching my back.
Yeah.
Like, nah, I haven't really had a slow season. But
That's
I will say I've had seasons or weeks or months that I haven't had a consultation. But I think in the wedding or the event industry, it's always a slow season. So it's kind of just making sure. Yeah. So it's kind of for us making sure, like right now, we did, I think last year, 35 events. So this year we're trying to do 100. You know, we're trying to continue to excel. And like, so in that case, if I don't do 100, then in my head, like, yeah, I had a slow season.
For sure.
But I'm always about providing opportunities for others. So
definitely,
that's what it's about.
You're not lying about that. I remember I came to Howard and I told him, like, bro, like, I'm trying to figure out like where I could put all this furniture, because I was still putting it in the storage units.
Yeah.
And he was like, bro, he's like, what you paying? I'm like, I told him, he's like, man, just bring it over here. And I'm like, is he serious? Like, sure. you gotta just give me some space. Like, didn't even charge me. But you know, now we doing business together, we growing. But moral of the story, he took a chance, just gave me an opportunity to, you know, and that's important. You know, having people that believe in you. Because Howard didn't have to do that. He didn't have to, for what? You know, not benefiting off of it. He didn't have to.
I just saw something in you. Like, I still see something in you that I see in myself. When I talk to your dad, I'm like, dang, this dude was raised right.
I appreciate that.
Just from typing about him. Like, you, and I told you, the thing about you, when I was your age, I didn't have me. So, like, I want me, I just want to help you, just to help you. Like, I don't need nothing. Like, we gonna work and make something together regardless. I just want to help you just to help you, because I never had anyone like, but like everybody say get a mentor. Man, I talk to everybody. Like, even when they really hating. They really like envy of you.
That's a fact.
So
that's a fact.
That's when it was kind of like, I don't want to be that when I get in a position to where I can help people.
No, for sure.
For sure.
So like, what was you? And I appreciate that. I definitely want.
They read.
I appreciate that for sure. But like, what's some advice you would give to your younger self? Like, did you see this for yourself? Like, for real, did you really see? Did you see this?
Well, I saw this. Like, I always knew I had something for sure. Like, I think I always knew I was gonna be something for sure. Like, non-negotiable.
Okay.
I was class clown. Of course I was class clown. Like, if you know me, I'm class clown. But the one thing, like, I never told this story. So I remember 12th grade when I'm getting ready to graduate, got the class clown crowd. I'm class clown. Boo, put on my head, right? And I was speaking to teacher, Miss Harvey. What's up, Miss Harvey? I love you. She told me, she was like, "Are you going to college?" I was like, dang, like, what? Every time I get in a situation to where like first years of college, like I had 3 F's, 1 C, thought about Miss Harvey. I'm like, oh, nah, I'm gonna prove her wrong.
For sure.
So, I mean, I always knew I had something for sure in me, because my dad taught me business. Like, when in the summertime we get out of school, when you want to go hooping or something with your partners, like, I can go hoop, but I got to go to work first.
For sure.
Like, literally be at work at 7 a.m. and then you can go hoop when you get off at 3, but you're going to be tired, but you can go hoop, and you probably got to cut the grass too. So, yeah, I mean, everybody else been hooping from 7 to 3, and you get home, you got to cut the grass, then go hoop. Mm-hmm. Then go to work the next day. For real. Like, for real. Shit, my dad crazy with that. Like, when I was like 7.
You feel like it paid off, like having to do all that and really have that structure?
Yeah, because like right now I get lazy. You know, I get content, but like I turn up. Like,
sure.
You can go home. I got it.
Yeah.
Because I can do it. Everything in my business I know how to do. I pay you to do it. Yeah, but like, to be honest, like, I can still do it.
Yeah.
So like, I always think back to when I was tired, and it's just like, yeah.
No, most definitely. And then, like, what do you feel like, out of all things, I know your family for sure, but like, what's one thing that you would say that really motivates you? Like, if you having to slow down, like, what's motivating Howard to just keep going?
Man.
Yeah.
I won't lie still. Oh, okay. I don't even. What motivates me? Of course, you can say family, but I thought about this while I was driving. I drove here, y'all. I had on Ride Wave, my boy. I don't even listen to music like that, but I was just thinking, like, I actually said what motivates me. So my dad always told me when I was young, and he was like, I want you to be better than me, and I want your kids to be better than you. So now we're setting up generational success. So that's what motivates
I like that.
me.
I like that.
That's what motivates me.
I would say for me.
What about you? What about you?
Yeah, I would say that was a great answer, but I would say what really motivates me to keep going is really just letting little me down. Because I felt like when I was younger, I wasn't always who I am today. And a lot of people know that. Like,
yeah, but man, do you know what I was at 24?
But you see me now. You see me now. Like you see me, but there, I had certain issues, like behavioral issues, you know, certain things I was going through, mentally at a younger age, where I had certain coaches or people that, thought I would maybe end up not where I am today. And I always keep that thought in the back of my head, like, you gonna be something. Like, there's people that really thought that I wasn't gonna make it to a certain level, that thought I was too cool. So I always wanted to, prove them wrong and just to, show that I can do it. I can be somebody.
But what about, like, this is proving people wrong? What does that do?
And more so just proving to myself that I can do it, because you hearing somebody doubt you, you start to doubt yourself to a certain extent. So it's really not, I wouldn't say them.
Yeah, and that's why I want to warn you, because, like, the same people that are telling you that you're not going to be something, the same people that are, like, telling me no.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? But, like, when you tell me no, like,
yeah,
thank you.
For sure.
Give me that. Thank you. You know what I'm saying?
And don't get me wrong.
It's kind of like, I want you to, I'd rather you tell me no than yes, as long as no comes with an explanation.
For sure. But it's nothing against them at all. But it just, to myself, like, you have to be something. I always just try to, like, anything I do, I give 110% effort. Like,
every time, yeah.
You have to.
I got a couple of questions for you. Well, really the big one, if you had, like, 2025, what would be, like, 3 goals you have for yourself?
One goal would be to inspire 3 young people, three young student athletes, or just 3 young people under me to get on the right path. I want to find 3 young kids that's not on the right path and help them get on the right path. That's number 1. Number 2 would be I want to expand my family this year.
Hey.
I want to expand my family. So
hey, I've been.
That would be number 2. And number 3 would just be more consistent. I want to be more consistent this year.
With what?
With my business, with everything that I'm involved with. Like, whatever it is, I want to just be consistent. I don't want to put things off. I want to continue to just go for it. If I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. There's no tomorrow. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get it done. Because I feel like the longer you put stuff off, it'll never happen. So that would be my main 3 goals. But number 1 would definitely be to help somebody else. I want to get more into that, because, like I say, that's.
But you can do it with this. My calling is like, it's a podcast, cool, love it, great. But my calling is so beyond that.
For sure.
So beyond that. Did you tell them
about
the story?
For sure.
Man, we're in the office. And I was telling him about my calling. I was like, man, you need to start speaking at, like, schools.
Oh, this was crazy.
So he comes by the office sometimes. Y'all. He don't be he Hollywood, you know what I'm saying? He with his wife, they Hollywood, y'all. Nah, I'm joking, they cool. But we talking about my calling. I'm like, we just be chopping it up. I'm like, you need to be, speaking engagements in front of people, because you got the voice and you can speak. He left the office 10 minutes later. I got an email saying, hey, I want to have an opportunity for you to come speak at a school. 10 minutes later. That's your calling.
No, for sure. But Howard, being who he is, selfless, Howard didn't have to invite me to that. But that's who he is.
I'm telling you.
That's just who he is. But that's nobody but God. The fact that came up right when I left. Like, what was
10 minutes.
What was the odds of that, though?
It was 10. And I don't even know that lead. Like I haven't even posted when I was speaking and stuff. Like, people know I speak, but, like, I don't really. Again, my marketing is, like, sometimes too chill. It's very too chilled, for sure. But that's something I got to work on. But yeah, like, you got, like, you gonna do that. Like, I can see this, like, man.
I appreciate it.
I can see. Let me tell you what I see, like, right now. No cap. Ready? I see my calling, right, on a stage.
Yes. Let me hear it.
No cap, really. No, my calling on a stage, right? Like, a panelist, like, whatever you're doing with it, like, you're like the host, but you got something else going on, but it's designed by your wife. And it's with furniture and then some.
That's
like
the
furniture.
That's cold.
So you basically doing this.
That's cold. That's
My
the goal,
calling.
man. But right now, we just trying to spread the word. We trying to help. We trying to my calling the family. We trying to spread the word and just 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 motivate everybody else. But I do want to ask Howard one more thing. I want him to answer this for y'all. So if you could give advice to somebody that's working a job, because not everybody wants to be an entrepreneur, some people do, but if you could give advice to just somebody that's working corporate and just things are not going as planned, like, because since you've been in that field, like what's some advice that you can give them?
Can I plug myself real quick?
Let's do it.
All right, so I'm actually about to start business mentorship classes as well. So I'm gonna start businesses. That's my goal, 2025.
That's fire.
Is I'm gonna go ahead and step out and help businesses succeed and kind of grow their business. But
that's cool.
That's one of my goals. But anyway, it's hard, man. I wouldn't wish entrepreneurship on anyone. like it's very, very hard. I would honestly just say start off with a plan.
Yeah.
Even if it's not even written correctly, start off with a plan. ChatGPT helps out with that as well. And then take that plan to someone that can help you execute it. And simply ask the dumbest questions ever. Ask questions to everyone. When they tell you no, ask them why. Simple. Your why can get you into a yes. Oh, that's the one.
If you had to say one thing, I want you to end our guest with this. If you had to say one thing, that you said is Howard's calling, what would it be, and why?
My calling is to believe, inspire, grow. Believe in myself, inspire others, and continue to grow.
Couldn't have said it no better, y'all. I want to thank you, Howard, once again for coming on, man. We appreciate you.
For sure.
But
I appreciate you guys.
That's all we got for y'all, man. God bless. Thank you.
My calling.